How you doing, people? Welcome. This is Loud and Proud Orlando. It's Monday, May the 23rd, 8:34 p.m. Thank you so much. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. This is for the City Beautiful. We're here. We wish it could be better news. I think an eventful couple of hours for the city of Orlando. Orlando versus everybody is the title of the show today, and we couldn't be any far from the truth. Um, I'm just gonna start, and before I give the mic to Dave and to um, Paola, I'm gonna go ahead and just say something real quick. Make sure you're subscribing to our channels, our social media. It's huge for us as an outlet. Drop us a like at LPO Podcast on Twitter. Subscribe, follow us. Also, we're live on Facebook at Loud and Proud Orlando on Facebook. Also, live on our YouTube channel. We're really close to 400 subs. Let's get to that 400 mark. I think we're only 20 away. So if you know people that are fellow Orlando fans, have them subscribe to our channel. The best content possible for the City Beautiful. Click on the notification bell. Subscribe for all notifications so you get the alert every time that we're live. So thank you so much for all the support that we're getting, all the messages, all the retweets, the likes, the Instagram postings, all of that. Thank you so much to everybody and everybody that's watching too. First and foremost, disgraceful. I'm going to start with that. It was a utter disgrace. I said it on Twitter. The United States is going to host a World Cup in 2026. Pro referees, and they can go ahead and do whatever they want. My name is Luis Carlos Pineda. You cannot officiate World Cup matches with that level of incompetence. If the MLS, if Don Garver is watching, which we don't know, but if he ever does, sir. If the United States and the MLS wants to look the way the United States and the MLS deserves to be looked outside of the United States, you cannot do it with subpar officiating like what happened in Austin. I've been to Austin. I have friends in Austin. I actually like the city. It reminds me a lot of Orlando, believe it or not. Uh, and I was hoping this was going to be I expected more from Austin, honestly, in the first half. I thought Austin was going to come out and hit us right in the jaw. We have exciting young players coming from the Russian league and everything like that. And the pancake flipped, and it was Orlando City who took over, and they dominated the game in the first half completely. They silenced Q2 Stadium completely, with all their fans, with Matthew McConaughey with his stupid hat. Orlando shut them up. And what happened in the second half was just an utter disgrace. Um, and we'll dive in. But I'm gonna give the mic to Dave, and then Dave, once you introduce, you just give it to Paolo. Okay.
Absolutely. Well, happy Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend, a productive weekend, a weekend of graduations. So, congratulations to everybody that is achieving that goal. My oldest son, David, just graduated middle school. So, my wife and I are super excited about what lays ahead. And we went to a friend's. His son was graduating high school, so they had a party. So this weekend was about achievements, and Orlando City almost got one. So obviously we're gonna be talking about that. Super disgraceful. As you can see, I got my Orlando versus Todo Mundo uh, shirt. I have to say it doesn't surprise me anymore when these situations happen. Like Luis said, it takes away from the product. Our friends that are outside the United States already said so. Our CEO Jared Dillon was at Q2 Stadium, got to witness it live. Same with our good friend Ricardo Moreira, Luis Musi, alongside basically all the staff for Orlando City expressed themselves with anger, disbelief But my friends, we have been here before, and I don't think things will get better as long as we have Pro. So with that, I give the microphone to our friend Paola.
Thank you, David. Happy Monday, as David said. Big shout out to my niece that she graduated from 8th grade back home in Puerto Rico too.
There you
Um,
go.
so big point, right? Against the referee, because I'm not gonna go into the details. Like Luis said, we hit them in the face in the first half. We read them well. We were diving in through the lines. We scored. We were attacking. We were like doing pressure. I was impressed. I was like, I like this Orlando. This is why we are like in top right now. Um, we lost it right after that. Rodrigo unfortunately red card, and that's the truth. I'm not gonna go because we're probably gonna talk about it in the in future in the podcast, but yeah, it is what it is, and we move on, and I'm just thinking about the future. I'm just thinking about Wednesday. So
And just to add to what Paula said, Orlando should have ended the first half 4-0.
hmm
Orlando had the capability, and Oscar Pereja won the tactical manager award of the first half against Wolf. Completely dismantle his team. Mentally, Urso could have gone one in the net before the end of the half. There was two goals that Orlando missed that it could have ended worse for Austin. And even if they would have gone that corner, that should have never been a corner, which we're going to dive into it, because you know if Orlando would have scored those two goals, we would have not been talking about a loss. We would have been talking about, oh, how they came close. They try to rob us the game, and ha ha ha, we still won, right? Um, Nothing to, and again, uh, I don't want to say anything that is gonna be making fun of the fans or anything like that for Austin. All I'm gonna say is it's something very, very. It's a statistic that is just, and Dave will go into it too. Is this right here? I mean, and when I show this to now, as people know, I cover I have another show. I have another outlet called Ladre el Fútbol, and it's in Spanish, and we cover South American, Copa Libertadores, Copa Sudamericana, Peruvian League, and we talk about everything in Spanish. And so I get to talk with a lot of journalists, a lot of colleagues from all over the world, and obviously, when I show them this statistic, I mean, the scale is just tipped to Austin completely, right? And you cannot you cannot argue with this statistic that you can see in the screen right now. And not only that, but the level of incompetence on, okay, the Schlegel shot. If Drusy would have tried that in another country, it probably a ref wouldn't fall for it, you know, because he deliberately did it. But either way, okay, I'll give it to him. Fine, okay, red card, second yellow, red card, okay, fine. But the freaking red card for Araujo, I think. I mean, if we become, you better call Saul, right? And we become lawyers, we can definitely assess and say he was maybe trying to, stretch his leg because it was a fast play, right? And making sure he doesn't get injured, and it looked like he kicked him, right? Or he tried to kick them and he deserved the red card, right? So you can give him the benefit of the doubt to the ref on that. But you cannot give the benefit of the doubt at all to the ref. And you can just definitely tell it's on the corner, because that corner was a goal kick for Orlando City. It was not a corner kick. And it is on film. And everybody that I've talked to has seen it. And they all come to the same conclusion. That is, there's no effing way that is good officiating. That deserves that is to the level of what this league has been accomplished in the past few years. I think we're doing the league a disservice, and Orlando City always gets the the shorter end of the stick. But look at this, Dave, and I pass the mic to you. 15 fouls, zero, zero red cards, right? 8 to Orlando City, 3 yellows, 2 reds. What do you say about that, Dave?
Well, there's a term in Spanish called localista. You know, the localist. It's basically those are the decisions that the ref does simply because the fans are booing. Right. That's the advantage of playing at home. You know, you influence the outcome. Like Luis said, after those 2 goals, that place went quiet. There was nothing. Quiet, 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 quiet. We took away the fans. Once you take away the fans, that's it. They were in desperation mode. I watched the latest episode from our friends at OC Fan TV, where they said, okay, the red cards. Let's say they are all legit. At the end of the day, the ref granted a corner that should have never been. For those that are new to the sport of soccer or football, this is dangerous because all they had to do was the 2-man advantage they had, put it on the second post. And if you look, there was only one player covering 2 players in that on that play, and that was Kyle Smith. He had to pick one. Unfortunately, the ball went to the one that was not covered, and boom, they scored. Corner kicks, when you have man advantages, are critical because they always go the same way. They're going to go for that second post, obviously, because you cannot cover everybody. Once the red cards came, our attack ceased to exist. Zero, nothing. We never went back to our attacking side. And, of course, you're going to make Oscar Pareja make the perfect substitutions. I think the players that we brought in,
I agree.
I believe the players that we brought in are they eat defense for breakfast. Kyle Smith, Tesha Kindela, who in my opinion had a great game under the circumstances, and Sebas Mendes. And I know I'm forgetting a few other guys, but basically we made defensive moves to preserve the result because, my friends, we were not scoring a goal. That was not happening. We were not scoring a goal. We just had to receive this attack, relentless attack. And I just want to tell you guys this. Austin had to play against 10 men for 9 minutes and 26 minutes against 9 men. That speaks volumes of our character. We almost pulled it off.
Yeah, no, we pulled it off, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we pulled it off. But honestly, we pulled it off.
Mm-hmm.
There was going to be a win in such high, so it was going to put us in the sugar high levels.
Yeah,
of ecstasy.
And
right?
to finish this, so I can give the microphone to Paola. So, in the end, if you look at the key events of the game, 58th minute, yellow to Schlegel, which translates into the free kick, which, my friends, you can look at the film and you can see that the Austin player deliberately picks Rodrigo Schlegel. In retrospect, I would have taken Rodrigo Schlegel from the barrier. I probably put him on the ground. Neither here or there. But I mean, they picked him. You can see that he's kicking straight to his arm, and the ref fell for it. 60th minute, PK. Obviously, they convert, and at that moment, the game ran away from our hands. You can get mad at the situation with Cesar Araujo. I wasn't there running for 90 minutes. In my opinion, was a bad decision on his part, but I don't think he makes contact. But again, Alex Spring, who is a former New York City player, a
Absolutely.
dirty player in my book. I hate dirty players with a passion. Dirty, this guy. It's not the excuse me. It's not the first time he pulls this off. And I finish with this. The fact of the matter is that the ref inserted himself into the game and changed the outcome by not refereeing correctly. The talking heads of MLS said the 2 yellow cards were his at his discretion. And I'm gonna shock you with this. The red given to Araujo could have been a yellow. Why? Because the ref would have known that sending Orlando City to a 9 man team was definitely gonna give the game to the opposition, and he chose to give a straight red. That's it. Paola?
I thought that it was gonna be a yellow. My opinion. Um, First, I was like, please give us a yellow. We already have a red. But then I saw when he was reaching his back, I was like, oh no, he's playing Uno cards. I always said when a referee is reaching with he doesn't give in the first half
Right.
yellow cards or red cards, whatever, he's playing Uno cards in the second half. That's what I call it personally. We lost it right on when Rodri got that yellow, unfortunately yellow card the second time. Um and it's naturally right because it was unfair. We just talk about it, and if I was part of the team and I'm fan, I would have been mad and I would have lost it too in the pitch. So and Cesar probably like Luis said in the beginning, if I was an attorney, I would have been in the pitch like what happened if he was stretching his leg. I don't know. So he would have had a free kick from there and a yellow. Come on, we're already like 10 men, but you have it right there in the screen. This guy. Um, but the soccer gods too help us a little bit. In the beginning, I don't know in what minute was, but Austin was almost like this to score. They
Yeah, they
got
hit the post and the
they
ball
hit the
bounced.
post.
Yeah, they hit the
So
post.
so I was
Yeah,
like,
it was
ooh. But at the same
sure.
time, like we said, we were gonna be 4-0. So it hurts my soul that we didn't had 4-0, but the pass is in the past already. I already passed that page because we cannot change the outcome,
That's
unfortunately.
right.
And it hurts because the soccer is not because of this, right? And I feel that MLS needs to review this. It cannot be like this in the future. They need to do something, and
Look,
it's not the
people.
first time.
Yeah, I mean, look. People make mistakes, and people make mistakes. In any job, you could be the best surgeon in the world. You're gonna have a bad day at work one day, right? Um, I could definitely understand a bad day for some referees, even some of the best in the world, officiating. They have a terrible, terrible game. It's but this guy, I think he has a track record of of I mean, I wish I could curse, but like of trickery, right? With
Five
when
losses, 3 draws with
right,
him for
right,
Orlando City.
exactly. So you know, Cesar Araujo, I could definitely tell he saw himself. He said, crap. I think I might have definitely done something. You could tell in his face,
He caught
especially.
himself.
But the thing is, when you have a referee that has no personality, because he has no personality, he was pressured, and now, and to tell you guys, I did not see the Lion Nation. I want to say hello to Miguel Gallardo. He's probably resting right now, probably watching also. I didn't watch the Lion Nation um, broadcast. I saw the ESPN one, and that was disgraceful as it seems. But within the ESPN one, you could see the fan sections, right? And you could see the fans literally yelling at him too and showing red cards. Like they have red cards. They're showing red cards like this. Like, oh, so I don't know if you can definitely make the assumption. I mean, just look at his track record that he definitely maybe felt a little pressure from the crowd, and he just was like, I think this is a red. He went and checked it, and either way, you can make definitely the case that maybe Araujo stretched his leg. He didn't mean to touch him. Maybe to me, I didn't see a contact. They said that it hit him where it hurts, because Ring went down and he was like going like pulling the Neymar. And another thing is, Orlando City was defending in such great way, being down one man, that Austin's tactics, which I've seen it in every other league that I've watched, when a team is cornered and desperate, sometimes they go and result to easily,
Dirty tricks.
little contact, they throw themselves. Oh my God. Oh, they go on the floor. They roll on the floor. I want to say hello to Neymar, right? The minimal contact, they throw. So Austin was doing that. They were trying to fish for a penalty, which, look, anybody would do, right? I could definitely give him that, right?
Luis, 60 minutes with 11 men, they couldn't defeat us.
Exactly.
So they went down. And I want to say something. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I want to say something.
Go ahead.
You're a man. I'm a man. And we have been kicked in between the legs many times as kids, right? We're playing accidentally. You get kicked in the testicles. You're not getting up. Mr. Ring, who looked like he was dead, like he had been sterilized by this kick.
A 12 gauge.
Right, exactly. Magically, once the red card goes through, he finds the energy to go trotting on the pitch like a little pony. I'm sorry. That's you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, the ref bought this BS hook and sinker, completely swallow the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what frustrated me. I just wanted to mention that, Luis, because facts are facts. If you're a man, and all the guys that are watching this, no, even a slight kick like that, you'll be on the ground for a little bit. Chances are they probably will take you to the sidelines. You may even throw up if indeed he got kicked with the intensity that he claims that Cesar hit him. And like I said, if you look at the video, once he knew that it was a red, I'm fine. Magic spray, let's go.
Look, I'm gonna say something too, and just to give the mic then to Paola. Look, I'm very surprised the way some of the Austin media has covered this. Look, we're not gonna change the outcome of the game, but I think when you're in this profession, sometimes you have to call it like it is. And I understand, I cover Orlando City. I do it with a lot of passion. It's my city. I grew up in Orlando. I went to UCF. I'm, everything that I've done is within Orlando, Central Florida grounds. And I could definitely understand the Austin, they're saying, you know what, we were better, blah, blah, blah. But this really upset me, because they're saying, I'm going to read it. And I'm not going to cite the outlet or anything, but it's an outlet that I thought, they were good friends of I thought of. And I was really surprised when they wrote this. It says, Austin might have not gotten anything out of this match if not for Orlando's immaturity. Even before the first sending off, it was evident their patience has worn thin. The constant whining and the surrounding and berating of the official at every opportunity was disgraceful. Thanks for the 3 points. And then they go and they talk about how Musa Digite is like the next freaking Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Cry me a freaking river, man. Musa Digite, I'm sorry, in any other league in the world, he's going to be carrying the balls, carrying the cones, carrying the balls, opening the door for the actual team to walk in the pitch. I'm so
Kid
sorry.
manager.
And the
And
bottle
let's
waters.
be completely honest, like bluntly honest. You know, Fagundes trying to fish Jansen, just like he's saying here. Colin Garby has a great comment, and we'll read your comments in just a moment. But unbelievable what I just read from a fellow journalist. I just can't believe it. You know, um, I could give him, and I give the mic to Paula right now. Give you the first two, okay, red cards, fine. We were holding down the fort with 9 men. Like this was going to be Orlando's W, one of the biggest W's of what it meant to play there in front of a almost sold out crowd with Matthew McConaughey looking like an idiot, right? And then going to Miami. Well, no, not going to Miami, but playing Miami for a U.S. Open Cup, and possibly mentally being sharp as a knife, the sharpest knife you can have. And I think now the only thing we can do is just breathe in and just move on, right, Paola?
Prove
There's
them
really nothing
wrong.
else we can do.
Prove the league wrong. That's what we can do. And prove what we are built of, right? And I don't know, man. I'm upset still, right? Because like you said, we were 9 against 11, and it was gonna be in a shame of game for Austin. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna be like 2-1. We're gonna win. I was gonna be like, ooh, I'm gonna be pumped for tomorrow's podcast, cause and then that corner kick, because that was unfair. And I think a 12-year-old, or not even a 12-year-old, like from way behind. Like I think my little neighbor can see that replay, and I can ask him. He's like 5-year-old. I can say, hey, this is Orlando City ball or no, and he can say yes, that's our Orlando City ball. So it's just unfair. So I don't know. We can just prove the league wrong on Wednesday. I'm super pumped. I'm just and I like what Oscar said to Gabby after the game, because he hold himself. Because if I was the coach, because you have to hold on. A lot of emotions are after this game, right? And we saw it after, like, Carl Smith, he went to the ref. Everybody from the bench went to the referees, which is fine, because a lot of emotions, unfairness went through the players and everything. And he hold off of the comments, and he said, I'm not gonna say anything because he's probably gonna be fined by the league. So kudos for him. About his comments, I would have done the same, or probably worse. I would have been saying trashy stuff, probably. I don't know about you, Luis.
Well, I mean, just to close this and then give the mic to David. Honestly, I mean, I was there when it was a post press conference. I
Mhm.
had I mean, it was a it was a really eventful night for me because I had to cover two games at the same time.
Mhm.
It was the first time in a long time that has happened. I think the Pride's game was delayed. I wasn't able to attend because I had a family get together. I haven't seen my family in a while, and it was something that we were planning for the longest time. But either way, I had time to escape and just kind of watch both games and be on point. And you know, first time I mean, I've covered the team almost 2 years, and be honest with you, I've never seen this man so upset, visibly upset. He's really good at saying the right things at the right time, but in this case, this press conference, and I could definitely sense it. He was he was extremely upset. I mean, sometimes you get so angry, you just want to, punch something. right? I mean, you can definitely sense his frustration from, and I'm gonna read some of the quotes he said, and I'm gonna also add he ended, and this never happens, but he ended the press conference early, and that to me personally is the first that has happened with this man at the mic. First time, and you can tell. You can tell the reason why. Because unfortunately we have this laws that you know um, somebody that has lived, played, and worked for the betterment of the sport in this country. And I'm saying him because the FC Dallas Academy, it's proof, whether people want to see it or not, and he probably is not going to admit it, right? He should be, he should not, never, no one should be fined for saying it how it is, in my opinion. And maybe people will take what he says, if he says it the way he wants to say it, even twice as serious because of what he has accomplished in this league. So Oscar Pereja, which my hat's off, because containing a team and nine versus 11, 60 minutes playing like that, it's tough. Not a lot of teams can pull it off. But he says, first, just allow me to recognize the effort of the players today, trying to overcome all those things that happened, especially in the end and the second half. I guess we have to take it. We played a very good game until these things came. Very smart play by the players with a lot of intensity and a lot of discipline. And then I added, when Erjan Kara was there too, he spoke, and he said that corner, and this is the last thing after the press conference, his side of the press conference stopped unexpectedly. The corner that was given to Austin FC was incredible. It was clearly our ball, and then he grabbed his face, and then he was visibly upset. I mean, you can definitely tell. Now, obviously, I don't have the footage. I'm not allowed to put the footage. No, unfortunately, I can't. I'm not permitted to. And I'm going to say it completely bluntly. But, I mean, I wish people would have seen it. And, I mean, it was the first time that I see him like this upset. And I totally understand. And then the game with Austin is over. This is what Erjan Kara said. The game with Austin is over. Now we have to focus on winning the derby against Inter Miami for the Open Cup. So, and another thing, I'm going to definitely praise, and you can see a leader, when somebody says I'm a leader, it could be just words, but leaders do it with actions. And I think when his staff was so irate that they were coming to Mr. Dickerson, right? D-I-C-K. We're going to Mr. Dickerson to confront him. He pushed them away. He said, hey, don't get dirty, man. Let's go. Kyle Smith as well. So that level of unity in that team, I mean, he's the leader of the locker room right there. I mean, you can definitely tell he's the leader of Orlando City soccer operations. Aside of Luis Musi, he is the man. And to me, that's great. That's something to definitely speak highly of, because I would have also probably lost my cool. And he maintained with the triple C's, and you can tell he was trying to like turn Super Saiyan, and he was really close, but he did not. And so my hats off for Oscar Pereja and all his staff. And there's no time to flinch because we have Inter Miami, right, David?
No, absolutely. Before going to that, I would like for you to read the comments of our
Sure.
listeners or viewers.
This is Ahmed Salim. Yes, that foul on Jensen was a joke and actually funny to watch. Colin Garvey, Diego Fagundes trying to bait Jensen was pathetic. That's right. And horrible heart on the back. I'm so sorry. Probably I just said completely insensitive things, but I mean, I wouldn't cut my hair like that. Colin Garvey, I don't know how a team can foul 15 times without at least one persistent infringement yellow. I completely agree. I mean, that is he's never seen before. It's crazy. It's Jim D. Araujo should have made that count. If you're going to get a red, get a red. Nobody mentions the no call Austin handball before Schlegel. So messed up. There you go. Colin Garvey. Funny thing was, we ended up with more shots on goal than Austin. We did.
That's
Sure.
true.
Matthew, so mad about the last corner. It was supposed to be a goal kick. That's right. Ahmed Salim. But we did still have some missed opportunities. Yeah, we did. We should have scored. I mean, look, if we would have scored those two in the first half, Orlando would have won that game categorically. And then, Musa Digite, the next Ronaldo of the world for Austin, because they were pandering. It was a pander fest. ESPN, disgusting pander fest. When it comes to Musa Digite, like he's freaking Ronaldo. I'm sorry.
Never heard of him. That guy probably needs ID to get into his own house.
Unbelievable. Ahmed Salim, I think we truly show our ability. I mean, this was supposedly the highest scoring in the MLS, and they couldn't win with a 2-man advantage. I couldn't be more proud of the team. Yeah, same here, man. Same here. I mean, and it's definitely terrible that we're going to lose Araujo and we're going to lose Rodrigo, but, we got Thomas Williams and we got Mendes.
Mendes, yeah.
But I think they'll be eligible to play, if anything, right? For US Open Cup, right?
Yeah, the whatever happens in either tournament does not.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Then that's perfect. Then we're solid. Ahmed Salim, for a second, I thought Pro was trying to mess with the show. And then Cody says, live stream canceled. Oh, come on, man. And I said, no, you got canceled. You're about to get canceled.
Well, I gotta tell you guys, and to finish this, because I'm a firm believer to never let a loss get to your heart and a win to your head. It just bad day at the office. We got a point. We're third in the East last time I checked. That Austin undeservedly gets the point and the chest beating and all that, and Matthew gets to hang out with his Hollywood buddies and show them how. I mean, personally, I would be embarrassed. I think a lot of Austin fans have shown the restraint of understanding that they were handed the point that they did not deserve, that they had 30 minutes to liquidate us with 9 men. They failed to do so. So, next year when we play them here in Orlando, it's going to be 11 men and we're going to destroy them. That's it. If we want to find positives, we can see that against great adversity, we can get something out of it. We can in Spanish we say haciendo de tripas corazones, making hearts out of guts. So that's what happened. Football is cruel and unpredictable. I always tell you guys, and it will make you cry of joy or anger. So, my friends, it's water under the bridge, and we're moving on to the Open Cup. In my opinion, our best chance of winning a trophy this year. Inter Miami is coming to Exploria after a 0-0 result in Philadelphia and a 2-0 victory over Red Bulls at their house. They have played 2 games, one in the middle of the week and one on the weekend. Plus, they have to travel to us. Obviously, what's a 4-hour distance? Nothing. Probably they're going to fly to Orlando, and that's a 20-minute flight. So the reality is that they're coming to hit us with everything. Why, my friends? Because they know they are not going to make playoffs. They know that they are not going to win Open Cup, but they can go to their fans and say, hey, we knocked Orlando out of the tournament. So far, they have not been tested. Their 2 games have been against a USL Championship team in Miami and a USL League One team in Tormenta. They have not been tested. And I just don't think they are a good team. They are not, my friends. They're not a good team, and they have struggled. Okay, so they defeated Red Bulls. So what? We went to Austin, which is one of the most difficult places to play in this league. And if had it not been for the ref, today we'll be talking about a W. We defeated Philadelphia. And yes, they played their kids at the beginning, but you know what? Their kids are tough. they're very good. And with this, I give them the microphone to Paola. So at the end of the day, this one is for pride, for nothing else but pride. And all this frustration, all this anger, we need to unleash it this Wednesday. Just like Miguel Gallardo told people during the broadcast, if you want to win trophies, if you want to live silverware like we used to do in this town, you show up on Wednesday. He challenged the audience. If you want to be a winning team, this is how you do it. Wednesday, you show up. You don't make excuses. Oh, listen, Orange County, the last day of school is Thursday. No, actually, it's Wednesday. Last day of school, so there's no school the following day. Let's go. Let's show up, my friends. Let's show up. Let's make this sacrifice. And I know a few of you live within over an hour from Orlando. I understand that. Sometimes things happen. But if you're in Orange County, if you're in Seminole County, you're in Osceola, you're in Lake, you got no excuse. We have
Claremont, Groveland.
That's it. We have to show up. We have to show up and support our boys. Miami says that they're going to be sending hundreds of fans. They're going to take over the stadium.
Oh, geez.
The only thing they're going to be taking over is maybe 50 chairs in that little corner over there on the southwest side of the stadium. That's all they're going to be doing. They're going to be taking over 50 chairs. You're not going to hear them. They're probably going to leave their flags like they did the last time. They had so much fun getting their teeth kicked in. They forgot their flags. We have them, but they're not getting them back. And this time, you are not going to be able to try to defile Kingston. We're going to protect Kingston. We are not going to let you touch them. That's what's going to happen. Imagine, my friends, listen to this. Imagine if we walk out of there with a victory, we move on in this tournament, $300,000 on the table. This is what Miguel told you guys last night. $300,000 on the table, a trophy, CCL spot, and the cherry on top, sending these clowns back to where they belong, to that dumpster in Fort Lauderdale. I am so sick and tired. We spent a decade listening to these guys tell us that they were coming to MLS, they were bringing Messi, they were bringing Ronaldo, that David Beckham was going to make all their dreams come true. And then they staged these pictures of people turning in their Orlando shirts for Inter Miami shirts, which is ridiculous. Because if you're a fan of Orlando City, you will never do that. And then, after doing all that, they came to our stadium, pour beer on people, attack women and children, attack our mascot. If somebody deserves, if you guys showed up for the rowdies, but you're not going to show up for these clowns, I don't know what to tell you. This is, you want football culture, you want soccer culture. You don't do it fighting people. You do it showing up to root your team to victory. This Wednesday, I want to be so obnoxious, so unbearable that my own mother will block me out of social media. Please, Orlando City, I know you're listening. If you can make this happen, do it. Do it. I'm going to be so incredible. I'm going to be extra. So extra annoying, I'm probably going to block myself. So, Paola, let's see what your thoughts about this Wednesday.
There's no excuse, as we talked about it last week. I worked super early the next day. I don't live nearby the stadium, so there's no excuses. So let's go and support the team. Also, we talked about it. I talked about it in the beginning of the podcast. This is the time to prove the league wrong. And I know that the boys are mad and they're going to get out in the pitch and score early, because Miami is gonna come in, like you said, David. they're gonna come, they're gonna be mad as well. They're gonna be like, oh, we just went to the Red Bulls in the road, and we're trying to get this US Open Cup win over Orlando because we're gonna prove them wrong. No, that's not gonna happen. So I know that Oscar has already his tactics. He's probably right now looking at film of that Red Bulls game and Philadelphia game already, probably, and his coaching staff. I know that the boys are doing it as well, and I'm excited. I'm excited, even though last night game, because of what I saw in the first half last game is a championship winning team. So I'm excited. I'm gonna be annoying too, David. Probably in the office on Thursday, they're not gonna. My team is not gonna be like, "Oh, Paola, shut up already. Come on." So, so I'm gonna be wearing my other shirts of Orlando City because I'm going with my Orlando City shirt since the AM on Wednesday. So I'm gonna be annoying too. So there's no excuses, people. Let's buy that $20 ticket. Let's go to the game.
Yeah, be honest with you, it's a must win for Orlando. I agree with Dave saying that is the only chance for Orlando City to get some. So I mean, it's not the only chance. I mean, Orlando can definitely win the league, but this is going to be something that we can definitely be proud of, and it will be huge for the city because it's a CCL spot, right? So Motagua or Comunicaciones or whatever team can come over and to Exploria and you know and we can definitely build a soccer culture, right? Against teams that are not MLS teams, that are teams from a different country. So that's how you build a soccer culture, right? So it's huge. We need to turn the page with Austin and focus on Inter Miami. And so I'm going to mention a couple of players. First, I'm going to put the 11 that started against Philly, and I'm going to say a lot of their soccer comes through the right wing of the yeah, uh, right wing of the pitch. And I'm going to mention these three players here. So Gregor playing Bahia, he's a six. He's very physically, he's pretty ripped. Very fast. The thing about Gregor is that when you pressure him and you do the high press on him, he loses the ball really fast. Bahia is not a good team in Brazil. I mean, let's be completely honest. And then Mota, he's definitely, I think, the one who's going to carry a lot of the load on the right flank for Inter Miami, in my opinion. And you have the Bulgarian Basilev, who is Bulgarian American, in my opinion. He's been playing actually pretty good for Inter Miami. And then up at top, you have Campana, right? The Ecuadorian international, Leonardo Campana. He's been playing really good. But again, Orlando has a back line, I think the superior back line than Inter Miami. So, and if Rodrigo and Robin and Joao and Ruan are going to be a starting four out back, I think especially Robin can definitely contain Campana. He is not the type of player that would generate a play by himself. He's going to need an assisting partner. Lewis Morgan is no longer in this team. That used to be the assistant partner for the nines in Inter Miami. Now it's either Taylor or Vasilev, which or Mota if he goes up further and Vasilev retracts his steps and defends more. They can switch positions essentially. Now, when it comes to the last game they play against the Red Bulls, there you go. Similar, it's a 4-2-3-1. This is Orlando's system, right? And DeAndre Jedlin, obviously. And now this kid right here, this goalkeeper they have, Calendar, he wasn't the team of the week. And he actually did pretty good for Inter Miami. So I'm not going to discount on that. I think Damian Lowe is, I'll be honest with you, subpar. I saw him when he played against Peru in a friendly. He was garbage, completely garbage. I don't know so much about Sailor. I know Sailor Moon, right? But I don't know about Sailor. And then McVeigh. I know Timothy, but but there are chances for Orlando to definitely capitalize with this back line, this back four. Now, everything, the soccer is going to come from the right side, in my opinion, because you have a player like DeAndre Yedlin, Mota, and you have Basilev, and all three of them are actually pretty good with the ball, controlled dribbling, change of pace, and now in this system you see Gregor more as a he moves more to the center, but in this case he's on the left, right? With Lassiter, which also scored. He's very fast. And then Leonardo Campana. Now, Orlando has the tools to defeat this team, just like Dave said. Orlando has all the players and all the right spots. They're the better team, in my opinion. Mano a mano, they are the better team. Now, bragging rights, which what Dave was mentioning also and what Paulo was saying, for sure. Show up. Let's try to get a good crowd for this game, and let's not just pack it when Orlando's in the final for the U.S. Open Cup. Let's show. Let's not, because it is true. They're gonna start talking. They're gonna start saying, "Hey, you couldn't even pack your stadium, right? You can't even, blah blah blah. Messi's coming here." They're setting the ground for those players to apparently come into this team, right? To Messi, Luis Suarez, there's so many players. Okay, right? We don't know if that's true or not yet. It's not confirmed. Some people said that it is, that he bought 35% of shares of Inter Miami, and he's going to sign a contract in August. This is from DirecTV, and I think it's in Argentina. They said that, so I'm not sure if it's true or not, but it's cooking. But Florida's purple, right? We have a tracking record of defeating this team, a very good one. Let's make it happen again. Get the 3 points, await a rival, right? We're gonna have to face also potentially NYCFC, and we potentially have to face NYCFC. Tati Castellano seems that he's going to be leaving the league very soon. And, those are two games that are very important for Orlando City, right? Facing Inter and facing NYCFC. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think Orlando could definitely win by a margin of 2. They have everything. And if they don't, then that's something we'll have to come and talk about next week, because Orlando mano a mano is better. Completely.
No, absolutely, Luis. And I feel that Oscar Pareja has a better manager. Oscar Pareja took this team
100%.
from being the laughingstock of this league, a doormat. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, Cincinnati's bad," and you can see what a good manager can do for a team. Look at where Cincinnati is today. And at the beginning, they defeated us. Let's just be honest with that. So fact is that I don't think Inter Miami can handle the type of football that we play. Defensively, we're solid. I've seen a couple of their games. They're in Orlando City 2019. That's how I see them. They have their moments. But when the rubber meets the road in a game where you are not the favorite away from home, with a very aggressive, because I know the wall is not gonna let out.
Oh yeah,
it's not gonna take it easy on these guys.
Those guys are
this is it's a win or go home. We haven't seen them in a situation like this. Like I said, they never made playoffs. I don't care what they tell you, that 2020 play-in, that was not a playoff game. So they have never made playoffs. Let's start with that. And number one. And number two, the 2 games in Open Cup they have played against completely inferior opposition. I mean, the game against Tormenta was, I mean, friends, is a third division team, okay, with the guys that guys that can't even play championship. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And no disrespect respect to them. I know Tormenta has their following and they're a good team in that level, that league. But the reality is that we have guys in OCB that will smoke that team right now. And Miami win, and they are chest beating themselves. But so they're here by default. What I want from Orlando City, I want us to play like we have played the last two games, the Philly game and the Austin game. Just because Joe Dickerson decided to be a clown does not take away our efforts. We play 60 games of beautiful football. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. 60 minutes of beautiful football. If we can do that on Wednesday, then my friends, we can move on. And I want to reiterate this again. We cannot be demanding from our club what we're not willing to give. Just like Paola said, just like Luis, Luis is coming from Tampa. Paola has to wake up at 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I have to be up before. I have to be at my first call of the morning before 7 a.m. because I have surgical equipment that I got to work on before they start surgeries for the day. And I'm gonna show up just as tired, just as exhausted as hopefully the 10, 15,000 people that should be there on a Wednesday night, because you can demand from your club, let's go win, let's go lift trophies, if we're not willing to show up and support our team with our mouths, with our hands, with our butts in seats, and with our wallets. We can't do that. We can't do that, my friends.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Let's make it happen, guys. I mean, come on. It's a derby. It's a Sunshine Derby. So let's make it happen. Florida's purple, right, Paola?
We show it a little bit for the Rowdies, right? For the Rowdies
Right.
game. That was a
Sure.
preview. That was a little preview. Let's show it against Miami.
Let's read some comments here before we'll keep talking about the U.S. Open Cup coming up. Colin Garvey, Robert Robinson won't be available for our match with Miami because he got into a fight with a Tormenta player. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They tackled him.
Yeah, that's good news. Good news. Good news. Interesting player too. And actually, Tormenta. You know who started his career in Tormenta? Vasilev, the Bulgarian American. That guy who
Really?
played- Yeah. So it's funny.
Okay. Well,
Nicolás
good trivia.
Hernández, desde Uruguay. Arriba el Orlando y Facu Torres. Un saludo
Así
a
mismo,
Nicolás
coño.
Hernández. Sí, se perdió Mira, si metió un gol Facundo contra Austin.
Lo va a meter el miércoles.
Ay, mamita. Ay, mamita. A ver, Ahmed Salim. Yes, that foul on Jensen was a joke. Yeah. We read that coming. But, if we focus on the U.S. Open Cup here, New York's going to face Charlotte FC, right? And, I think Charlotte will probably go through, in my opinion.
Can you imagine? Can Charlotte win that game? You never know.
Magic of the cup.
I mean, they have. I mean, not to say anything. They have the players, but the players have been so inconsistent.
Mhm.
I expected more out of Charlotte with the midfield that they have, and they have not definitely played at that level that they should have. And then New York City FC is going to play New England Revolution. I see for some reason, and I wish I could get it right. Hopefully, I see the Revs for some reason pulling through out of this one.
It's Bruce Arena coaching for his job, in my opinion. If there are a lot of people are like they discount this, but they are not playing at their level, and this is just gonna put another nail in the coffin. I'm sorry to interrupt, Luis, but I think Bruce Arena is coaching for his job at this moment, so they might throw everything but the kitchen sink.
If I'm the ownership of Orlando City, and if Gustavo Bo wants to leave, hey, ven aquí. ven aquí. Honestly, like with Kara and Pato and him up there, ay, not even Messi. I'm telling you. Then Orlando against Miami. I think Orlando has a huge chance to go through. Better team, in my opinion. And this is completely unbiased. And then Louisville against Nashville. You know, I mean, Louisville against Nashville. Nashville obviously is a better team. I don't know if Nashville is going to take this tournament serious, to be honest with you. I have my doubts. It would be beautiful for Louisville to go through based on the history amongst Orlando and Louisville. I think, and I know that Louisville now, they're like partners of the Rowdies and they take pictures together and then they do cookouts and all that good stuff. Fine. But I think there's a history behind both clubs, right, Dave?
No, absolutely. To remind everybody, they inherited our spot in USL. We shared minority ownership. They were purple because of us. They were our affiliate in 2015. James O'Connor went to play there. We have a lot of attachment to Louisville. Personally, I see them as part of the family. They are a very, very, very good team. They have gone deep in runs in the Open Cup before. This is, believe it or not, this is a derby right here. Nashville and Louisville. When Nashville was in USL, they duke it out very, very good. There's a lot of settled situations between these two clubs, and Louisville always got the best out of Nashville. Now that the tables have turned, where Nashville has the better quality players, we may see a war, and this is at Louisville, and those guys are gonna pack that stadium. Believe that.
I agree. I honestly wish Louisville will go through. I would love to face Louisville next. I think Nashville is sixth in the West. I believe if Nashville would have never moved out of the East, and this is completely unbiased, it would probably be top of the table right now. Because they have everything and they've done everything right. And not to say anything against Nashville, they have a great team. They're sixth in the West. Well, all the people, all the teams with the most money and the most, the most recognizable players. They're actually duking it out in the West. But I would love to see, the David versus Goliath, and then Louisville go through, and then we will have to face them in the quarterfinal if we go through. And I think it'll be great. We already faced the Austin FC, right? Which the Austin Aztecs and all that good stuff. Story. And then now we could face Louisville, right? Another chapter of Orlando City story that we can maybe close and then get to a semifinal spot, right? Which more than likely we could potentially be facing NYCFC or New England Revolution, in my opinion, which are the better teams out of New York and Charlotte, to be honest with you. So, I mean, just take a look at what's on stake, right? I think it's good to definitely dream and think that this is attainable. We're gonna have to go through either one of those tough teams to get the cup. So, and it's a CCL spot, right, Dave? And $300,000.
That's it. $300,000. That's a lot of money.
We can get Paolo Guerrero with that money. Paolo Guerrero is without a team.
Hey, listen, I grab that $300,000 and I go shopping. The European window opens. What is it? July, the first week of July, Luis. I think that's when it happens. So listen, and we are at the end of May. We're 4 weeks away from that. I can already tell you, my teams overseas are already shopping around. So listen, there's gonna be a lot of good players out there. We need that money, but better, more than that, we need to lift that sweet, sweet trophy in our stadium.
Definitely. Paola, what are your thoughts about what could be next for Orlando City, moving up in the Open Cup, hopefully?
I would like to see that lift of that cup. I've never seen Orlando lifting a trophy. So I would love to see that. I know in the other phase of the tournament is gonna be interesting too, because it's LAFC against LA Galaxy, so that's gonna be interesting too. But talking about Orlando and us, you know, Orlando, um, Louisville, Nashville, um, obviously I'm rooting for Louisville, not Nashville, but that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
And in the top, do you really think that New England is gonna win against Red Bulls?
I mean, they gotta. I mean, like Dave said, they kind of have to. They have nothing going on in New England this year for
That's
sure.
true. So let's see, but like like we said, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself. Let's show on Wednesday. We need to show up. We already showed up for the Rowdies, and that was a preview. And I love the atmosphere because that wall never shut up,
Yeah, it was
and
great. It
it
was
was
phenomenal.
great. It was great. I loved it. So I want to see that on Wednesday, but even like more annoying for those Miami
Yeah.
players. So
How sweet it would be to go on Wednesday, win categorically. Margin of 2+ goals, right? With the stadium full, 15,000, 20,000 people, right? Screaming in and out on a Wednesday night. And then Orlando will definitely put that ATX game in the past, completely in the past. Like it never existed. And I think the players deserve that. Oscar deserves that. The fans
Mhm.
deserve that. And the resilience they showed playing down 9 men. Dave, final comments because
Yeah,
you have
absolutely.
some info for OCB before we close.
Yes, absolutely. OCB, this just as a snack here, an introduction to what is going to happen on Wednesday. OCB defeated Inter Miami 2 here in Kissimmee, LCB, 6-0, a complete beatdown. Jacqueline with hat trick, Wilfredo Rivera with a beautiful goal, Moises Tablante with a beautiful goal, 3 assists, and Hackenberg with another goal. Basically, Miami never got out of the airplane. That's simple as that. That's the type of beatdown. When we lost to them, I think it was like 2-0 or 3-0, something like that. Those fans were quick to post their result and tell us that our organization was trash. MIA, I haven't heard them. They're completely quiet because they know, that's what these people do. They stay quiet. If they win, then they're all out. If they lose, well, no harm, no foul. Listen, I'm gonna talk trash about my team before I get the result. That's what real men do. So if we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But everything says otherwise. Also, Ian Silva from OCB and Wilfredo Rivera from the first team have been called up to Puerto Rico for the CONCACAF League of the Nations. And
Congratulations. That sounds
yes,
amazing.
and they're gonna be playing at Georgetown in the Cayman Islands June 9th, and then they're gonna be playing at home June 12th in the city of Maya West against the British Virgin Islands. And last, Gaston Gonzalez has been continuing his rehab in Buenos Aires with Matt Ramirez, OC athletic trainer, who basically is living in the same hotel as him, and they're working every day. And the idea is to get him up to speed in order for him to come to Orlando. So right now, they just want to make sure that his leg is good enough for the travel, and once he comes to Orlando, they're gonna go in. He's gonna transfer into the intensive rehab that they're gonna be doing at RMC. One of the things that they worked up uh, the restructuring of the contract that they had was that Orlando was going to pay for the surgery. They were going to pay for the rehab and all that. They want to do it here because they feel confident that the United States is the best place for him. So right now, the goal is June or July for him to be flying to the United States. So right now, Matt, which this is a great steward of our club. Matt is in Argentina, away from his family for weeks, and not everybody can do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Uh,
definitely.
but Gaston looks very good. The swelling on his leg has gone down, and it looks just like a regular knee. So that's fantastic. So again, the goal is to get him in enough good of a condition so he can travel to the United States and continue his rehab, and obviously hit the pitch starting next year, which we all hope that he can do, and do that. And this Saturday, which we haven't talked about, Orlando City is going to be facing Dallas 7:30 um, at Exploria. If you're gonna show up on Wednesday, to show up on Saturday. Obviously, we're running out of time to talk about this, but it's gonna be a very uphill battle because obviously we're gonna be out without the services of Cesar Araujo and Rodrigo Schlegel. So we're probably gonna see Thomas there pairing up with the Viking. And you guys will forgive me. I don't have any information on the latest games for Dallas, but I believe they lost their last game. They don't do well as an away team. So if we go with that mojo, and from Wednesday we can pull it off, and perhaps get something out of this game.
They
Yeah,
lost. They lost.
yeah, sure. I mean, it's gonna be a tough game against Dallas for sure. I mean, a good team. I mean, David Ferreira playing at such high level. Ferreira playing at such high level. There's a lot of good players there, but Orlando has already proven that they can face anybody, no problem. I wanna, before we close and give the, for the final comments. Orlando Pride lost 4-2 against the Chicago Red Stars. I wanna, um, give kudos to Amy Turner, and to me, one of the best players up front right now in Orlando Pride, which is Leah Pruitt. What a player! And Orlando lost Exploria. I expected a little less than Chicago. It surprised me how they were playing. A phenomenal game from Carrie Lawrence again. There was just a lot of miscommunications in the mid, that enabled a lot of the turnovers, enabled Chicago to just attack nonstop. And you give a team so many options, is gonna bite you back, right? So hopefully they're able to move forward. But I do praise that they got 2 goals. Out of the 4, again, Leah Pruitt with a great goal, and Amy Turner also with a great header. So Orlando Pride definitely is, still in the standings, trying to get up there. With a team that is completely brand new. They're 5th right now in the NWSL standings. They're right below. They have the same points as the Houston Dash, which is 4. So they're getting up there, right? San Diego Wave and Angel City sit pretty much in the 1st and 2nd spot, and then it's a toss-up between 5th and 3rd. So Orlando has an opportunity to, reclaim their winning ways against Washington Spirit on Friday, May the 27th at 7 o'clock at Explorer Stadium. So support the Pride as well. And also want to say, before I give the mic to Paola to say the goodbyes. Victor Yan, parabéns, irmão, parabéns. What a great goal of former Santos Victor Yan. For sure, doing really good. Nisar Mendez needs to score too, so hopefully he gets to do some next OCB game. Paola, last comments just to close the show today.
Nothing. Let's show on Wednesday. Let's show on Saturday. Gonna be there as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share this podcast. And let's see how it goes on Wednesday. I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited. I'm gonna be annoying next Monday. So let's see. Let's see how it goes.
David, last rights. What do you want to say?
No, absolutely. Just remind everybody, the legendary David, my channel, vlogging. Obviously, I'll be vlogging about the game on Wednesday. Reminding everybody, there's really no recaps, so this is the only opportunity. If you can't make it, and you would like to revisit the game, this is the only opportunity. So please share, share my content, give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And Paola's helping me out with Tiro de Esquina on Thursday nights, which I appreciate a lot since my usual content creators are unavailable. So I appreciate that. So if you want to hear us in another language, talking about the same topics with the same opinions, because they're not going to change in 3 days, Tiro de Esquina podcast. Thank you.
I know. Thank you guys. This is Loud and Proud Orlando. Subscribe to our channel, YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell for all notifications. We're also live on Facebook. We also have a group called the Orlando City Informed Discussion Group, as well as Orlando Pride Informed Discussion Group. Subscribe to those groups as well. Twitter at LPO_podcast. Thank you so much. And vamos Orlando, right, guys?
Vamos, Orlando.
Vamos
Vamos.
Orlando.